Hi guys, Jason the Lazy Heretic here, Advent Day 17, our daily devotional, and we are talking about joy. Joy, we're moving into our next theme, and joy is what it is. It's very cool if you guys do the Advent wreath candle lighting thing at your church, whatever that's called, Advent wreath candle lighting thing, then you will find that today was the pink candle for the Joy Sunday, sometimes called Gaudet Sunday, which is from the Latin for joy or joyful. And yeah, it's very, very cool, very exciting. And I think as with all of these terms that we're looking at, peace, hope, peace, joy, and love, we have to kind of understand that the way that we are talking about them as Christians is different to the way that everyone else talks about them and looks at them, because we have a very specific meaning that we attach to them when we are talking about what they mean. We look to the scriptures, we look to God, we look to His Word to help us understand what it means for us when we say these words. When we say we're talking about hope, what does that mean from a scriptural standpoint? What does God have to say about what that means when we're talking about peace? As we looked at last week, we define peace as differently to the way that the world defines peace. And it's the same with joy. Often I think people think about joy and they kind of think of it like this, just a general happiness, you know, like someone's, oh, they're joyful, they're just always smiling and happy and always lovely, bubbly, kind of just that sort of thing. And I think as with our definitions of peace and hope, it runs much deeper than that. I think, unfortunately for us, the world that we lived in, words have become kind of vacuous in a sense that the meaning that they have is not really the full meaning, and we kind of use words lightly and we don't necessarily imbue them with the sort of meaning that they originally had or that they should have. And so for us, if we're going to take a look at what joy means, and we'll explore this more in the next devotional, this is going to be a short one today, but for us, when we think about joy, we have to understand that joy is not some kind of thing that is dependent on your circumstances, right? We know that we are supposed to be joyful always. And so the question then comes, well, what does it mean when I'm struggling? What does it mean when I'm going through something that is difficult? What does it mean when I am going through loss or some kind of maybe financial disappointment or something like that? What does it mean to be joyful in those sort of circumstances? It's easy to be joyful when circumstances around us are good and we can kind of participate in those things. When we can say, oh yeah, look, no, life's good, life is treating me well, I'm earning good money, I'm healthy, I don't have any problems, all my relationships with my family is great. So that's easy to be joyful. You go like, yeah, I'm full of joy, I'm singing songs, I'm whistling tunes, I'm happy, I'm skipping down the street, that sort of thing. But when life is tough, what does it mean to be joyful? So if joy is kind of a deeper internal thing for us as Christians, how would you define what joy is? So have a think about that, because joy has to be deeper. If we're going to be joyful and content in all circumstances, then we have to think through what that means for us. So have a think about that. Go away, think about it, leave a comment if you want. What does joy mean to you? And we'll explore this from a biblical standpoint a little bit later in our next devotional. Okay, guys, take care, God bless, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right.